Okay, today's brew is going to be something a little bit different with something that's very standard. Wilkinsons homebrew kits, their own brand, are proving relatively popular in the UK and have favourable reports on the results, even given, just using the basic kit and kilo method. Some people are improving them with using a little DME, but I thought I'd try a little twist on it. I did try, if you've watched one of my previous videos, a porter which was a chocolate one. I haven't got a kit porter, but I have got the Wilko's dark velvet stout. I'm going to do as my last video. I'm going to add 700 grams of brewing sugar along with 500 grams of dark dry malt extract. But the reason I've kept 700 grams of sugar as opposed to going 500 of one, 500 of the DME, I want to keep the alcohol content, but I'm going to add chocolate. So we're going to have, like the chocolate porter I done on my Brew Beer Festival, we're going to have a, hopefully anyway, we're going to have a chocolate stout. I'm not going to put any dry hop additions because obviously this chocolate does have a bittering effect. Anyway, stout is naturally a bitter beer. Obviously I would presume there are some bittering qualities already contained in the extract. So we're just going to do a standard kit, but add the sugar. Possibly at the end what I'm going to do is rack it to a secondary fermenter. When I bottle, I'm going to split the batch down and do the first half of the bottles as a chocolate stout, and the second half I'm going to experiment with and add coffee to it as well. So we should end up with half a kit which is a chocolate stout and half a kit which will be coffee and chocolate, so it will be a choco-mocha sort of effect. Hopefully anyway, we'll never know until the day it comes to testing it and bottling it. Okay, so I'm just waiting again for the water to heat up. We'll pop the can into warm water to soften that up. We've got 3.5 litres of water coming up to temperature. I'm going to add a little bit of water into a bowl and just mix the chocolate cocoa powder to liquefy that. Work out the volumes so we still stay within the quantities. I've just got some Star San in my barrel. This time I'm using one of these type of barrels. The advantage obviously is it's got gradients on it, so you know how much volume you've got, and I've got the stick-on thermometer. Now don't take these as gospel, because obviously these are just run through a machine and printed, so sometimes these barrels could be slightly higher or lower, and this print don't necessarily end up exactly where it is. So it is worth calibrating your barrels, i.e. using a measuring jug that you know is 2 litres or 5 litres. It can be a bit of a long haul unless you've got a large pot or another container you know the volume of, and just confirming, fill this up to 10 litres, that 10 litres of water is in here, and if it doesn't say 10 litres on the container where your water turns up, then you know to adjust. So say if you put 10 litres of water in this container and the water only came to here and this says 10 litres, you need to work out how much more water you put in to allow the difference. Could be either way. I've already done it on this one, so I'm happy with what we've got on this barrel. But it can mean, if you're going to go to the full 23 litres on the kit, it only wants to be 2 centimetres, 1 centimetre out, and you're going to get another extra lot of water in there that you don't need. And you could end up, one of the reasons if you're finding your beer's a bit watery is that you're putting too much in and not knowing it. So it's always worth checking. Obviously what I'm going to do again with this, although the kit does say it 23 litres, I shall be going around the 21-22 mark, allowing so that there's enough liquid loss with the trub at the end, so I should still get 38-40 bottles out of it. Bearing in mind obviously we're going to boost the body of the beer up, adding the DME, so it shouldn't be as watery and as thin as just using a kilo of sugar in the kit. So while I'm waiting to boil this water up, I'll cut it. Okay, so we're just about ready to add the extract. That's nice and soft now. You might be asking how much sugar, how do you know how much sugar to put in? Well, it is a bit hit and miss. What I've done is had a pint of stout and basically added a teaspoon to it, and tried it, and, you know, you've got to allow for a little bit being going off in the barrel. So I added 2 teaspoons to a pint of stout and thought, yeah, there's enough chocolate flavour in there, it's not overpowering, it's not under. Obviously it's personal taste really. They work out about 3 grams with the spoon I was using, so 6 grams times the 40 pints comes to 240 grams. The container is 250, so might as well chuck it all in. It's Cadbury's Bourneville Cocoa drinking or baking chocolate. It's not one with loads of whey powder and other stuff in it. It is a natural product, so hopefully it will taste better. I was going to try and do a cocoa nibs in secondary, but getting hold of them isn't easy over here. I did find them at a health food shop, but they was ridiculous money. I have since found them at the malt miller, but obviously it was too late, and this is cheaper anyway, so we'll have a go, we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to start getting this stuff ready in the barrel, and we'll be back in a second. Right, time for the black stuff. Watching the lid there, because I don't really want liquid extract running down the outside of the fermenter. No doubt now I've said that, it'll happen. Right, I'll just pop some water in there. What I've done with the chocolate powder is just mixed it with a litre of off the boil water, not boiling but just fairly hot water, and slowly mixed it in, and that is quite a thickish consistency, and there's 250 grams in a litre of hot water. Right, so I'll get on and rinse this can out. Right, so I'll just do the can. Hot water ready. I'll drain the can. And try and get the lid. That's that bit done. Do is add a little bit of the water. I'll just put the camera back so you can see better. You wonder why the water's a funny colour, it's because I put the spoon that's covered in chocolate in it. What I'm going to do is save some of this. I'll just add the chocolate now. And just mix a bit of this in here, like so. was going to use the funnel and try and put the DME in through the funnel, but I think with all the steam it will probably clog up. Right, so there's our chocolate base. We'll use a little bit more of the hot water. We've got 3.5 litres in the pot, so we know what we're playing with volume wise. There'll be one for the chocoholics. Another stir. Water in. Right, what I'm going to do is add the first 5 litres of cold water, in the hope that will kill some of the steam off and make it easier for me to put the dry malt extract in without it going all sticky through the steam. Right, we've had a little bit of a spillage with the cold water top up, but nothing major. We'll have a go with this funnel theory now, see if that works. The reason I keep cutting out filling my water container up is I'm using filtered water through one of those little sink mounted taps. It did start to work. And they're a bit slow. They do work well and they stop all the nasties coming in through the household water. But because they use microbore pipe going through a filter, they're obviously not quite as fast paced as your household tap. And when you've got a 5 litre jug to fill up, it does take a little bit of while. It seems to be working relatively well. There's a little bit of steam sticking it up, but not too bad. Not a complete fail as I was expecting. Right, no, that's the wrong sugar. Get the right sugar. Just hope this wouldn't make quite as much mess around the barrel. At the end of the day, as long as you get it in, if you haven't got a funnel, an old fashioned one out of a piece of A4 paper. For doing the powder anyway. Right, well, while I do this, I'll cut away. See, right, that's all the DME and sugar in. A good stir. I've got that funnel all stuck up. We'll put the next 5 litres in through the funnel. Done the gravity reading. comes out at 1040. Now I'm substituting the kit yeast for the Young's ale yeast if I haven't already said so. Now if you've watched my previous video, there is some debate over sprinkling the yeast and then stirring it in. Some yeasts require you to rehydrate them in a small quantity of water prior to pitching. The instructions on this one does say to sprinkle it, leave it 15 minutes and then stir it in. So again we'll do as they say on the packet. Just getting the spread is a little bit more difficult with this one. Getting around the barrel top. Okay. Right, well I'll leave that 15 minutes, put the top and the airlock on. It's all stuff you've seen before from now guys, so I'll keep you posted. Hopefully we'll have a nice chocolate stout in 4 or 5 weeks time.